We are WRMN AM 1410 and WRMN 1410 Radio on Facebook.
Beef Villa's 3 locations offer more than their signature Italian beef. Try the Italian sausage, roasted chicken, and more. There's a huge variety of delicious side dishes. Beef Villa uses quality ingredients from homemade recipes and buys top quality food products from their vendors to bring you the absolute best tasting food. Beef Villa's great service and quality are waiting for you, but you won't be waiting long because it's always hot and fast. Visit beefvilla.com.
It's easier than you think for pests to threaten your family's health. Ticks, which spread dangerous diseases, hide in tall grasses and even on your pets. Rodents easily invade your home, contaminate food, and can carry more than 35 diseases. Mosquitoes, which breed in standing water, transmit many diseases. Get the facts you need to protect your family at pestworld.org. It's that easy. A public service message from the National Pest Management Association.
It is 10 past 12 here on Out to Lunch, and now we are on YouTube. And that is at WRMN Radio on YouTube Live. Right now, if you want to holler at me, you got the chat room up. Don't holler too loud, though. You don't have to type all caps. I can read the small letters, too. Sometimes. This is the voice of the valley, the talk of the town, the home of the radio shopping show. And our shopping show comes your way this afternoon at 3 until 6. So come on in and see us now, because our Redemption Center is open now from noon until 3. And familiar face in the house today, Ryan, apparently is sitting in on Redemption today from noon until 3. And then Leah will be handling the afternoon radio shopping show today from 4 until 3 until 6, rather. So listen in for that. A little bit later on with Leah from 3 until 6, as she will be back in her familiar spot on the radio shopping show today. It is 12:11. Let's start this hour by checking the updated forecast for you. Cloudy skies for the rest of the day now. And we're looking at a high of about 51. Rain moves in, but not until late tonight, so I guess we're just going to stay cloudy through the evening. And then darkness, and then rain in the middle of the night with a low of about 41. 70% chance of rain in the middle of the night. That will become a 100% chance. Tomorrow looks like kind of a washout, honestly. A high of about 47 degrees, and rain throughout the day tomorrow. 47 for the high. Tomorrow night, rain continues likely, but it should taper off by midnight. Cloudy skies, a low of 36. And then Saturday, a slight chance of a shower in the morning. Otherwise, it becomes partly sunny. Hopefully that will be a very early morning shower if it is still lingering on Saturday, because we have some parades going on Saturday. The one in Dundee starts at 11. The one in St. Charles starts at 2, but the opening ceremonies in St. Charles are also at 11. So busy day outdoors for paraders in the area on Saturday. So it looks like the weather's going to be okay for that, though. A bit chilly, but you're used to that, right? This time of the year, 45 for the daytime high on Saturday. Crisp and cool Saturday night with a low of 26, and then Sunday sunshine with a high of 48. Up to 60 on Monday, 65 by Tuesday, and next Wednesday in the mid-60s as well. Lots of sunshine early next week, and even this weekend once we get past our rainy day tomorrow. Overcast skies right now, 46 degrees. Here at 12:13. You heard our news guy a couple of minutes ago. And now let me give you another bout of a few stories that I've been tracking today. It's a crime time involving a Carpentersville man charged with attempted murder, 5 counts of aggravated discharge of a firearm in connection to allegations that he opened fire on Hoffman Estates police officers last week. Tony Moreno, 25 years old, of Morningside Lane in Carpentersville, arrested by Carpentersville police on a warrant Tuesday from the Hoffman Estates. According to police, the Hoffman Estates officer was flagged down near 10 West Gulf Road about 1 in the morning on the 26th of February by an employee of a business there. The employee told the officer that after a man and woman were asked to leave the business, the man went to his vehicle, grabbed a firearm, and threatened the employee before running away when he saw the cops coming. Other officers were called to search for the suspect. Police say he fired multiple shots at the officers, and I guess that distraction allowed him to get away, because they did not return fire and no one was injured, but no one was able to track the man down in that incident. A vehicle and a business were damaged. Officers unable to locate the man that night, but they did identify Moreno as a suspect after further investigation, and then they tracked him down in Carpentersville Tuesday. He was in court this morning. Tony Moreno. Let's see what else is in the news. An Elburn woman was heading the wrong way on I-88, turned into a killer crash. This was Monday, and now she's been identified. 52-year-old Laura Rudeau of Elburn. A car and a pickup truck collided near mile marker 102 near Maple Park. A couple of bad accidents in the Maple Park area in the last several days. The cause of Rudeau's death, pending investigation. Toxicology samples have been sent to a forensic laboratory for analysis. Illinois State Police investigated a crash at 5:19 a.m. A vehicle was driving the wrong way in the eastbound lanes on I-88 in heavy fog. Sounds like the driver was in a bit of a fog. The other driver was hospitalized with life-threatening injuries. Rudeau, who was killed in the crash, and I believe she was the one that was driving the wrong way. She played softball and volleyball when she attended Caneland High School, and she worked for almost 30 years for Trux's Company, a sign-making firm in Oswego. She was a member of Caneville United Methodist Church. So a sad story there. Laura Rudeau of Elburn, dead at the age of 52. Another Maple Park crash, fiery single-vehicle crash, but this was a situation where it sounds like the driver deserved what was coming. As the Kane County Sheriff's Office reports that a man died late Tuesday night in a single-vehicle crash after hitting a tree around Maple Park in that area. About 10:30 in the evening, a deputy saw a black Dodge Durango traveling 92 miles an hour on Route 64 near IC Trail Road. Deputy tried to stop the vehicle. The vehicle continued at speeds up to 110 miles an hour. The deputy lost sight of the vehicle and stopped pursuing it, I guess probably out of fear of the safety of others, around the County Line Road area. The deputy then found it crashed into a tree on the west side of a curve on the 50 West 700 block of Ram Road near Maple Park. The vehicle was engulfed in flames, and the deputy could not remove the driver. The Kane County Coroner's Office is using dental records to identify the man. Haven't seen a name associated with the man who died yet. But two bad crashes in somewhat in near proximity to one another. 12:17 here at WRMN. We're on YouTube if you want to join us. At WRMN Radio on YouTube. Phone lines are always open during the Out to Lunch show, too. 847-931-1410, the number to call. If you want to join me on the air with something that you want to spread, maybe you're a Tradio caller. Matt has been working Tradio calls in, or at least Tradio information, into his show the last couple of days. I've heard some of Matt. It's the drive time deals with Matt McNeil. But today, Leah will be in on the afternoon radio shopping show. Afternoon drive shop show, 3 to 6. Leah's going to be back in her familiar spot behind this microphone, trying to navigate the new controls here. So bear with her, but I think Sonar is going to be around, too, to help Leah through it. And then Leah's going to have her one-on-one spot tomorrow morning from 11 until 1. Here on WRMN, part of our Friday morning show. So things will be a little bit different. Out to lunch will actually be one-on-one with Leah for the first hour tomorrow. We'll be local. She'll be here in the studio. But it'll be a little more radio shopping show oriented tomorrow in the noon hour. And Leah is going to have some interviews. Apparently, she's chock full of interviews on her one-on-one show tomorrow morning. So, first hour of Out to Lunch is in the form of Leah in her Friday Restock radio shopping show, which also will include some interviews tomorrow from 11 until 1. If you'd like to place a shop show order between now and 3, call Ryan in the Redemption Center at 847-741-7700. That's 847-741-7700. You can take your call, and then we can take your call on the air after 3 with Leah today. In other news, the weak link is how I titled this story. Former State Senator Terry Link sentenced to 3 years probation Wednesday for dodging $82,000 in taxes. He escaped jail time after he cooperated for years with the FBI and helped prosecutors convict others for a bribery scheme. Terry Link hoped for years that he'd catch a break by helping the feds. He let the FBI monitor his emails and record his phone calls, and he ultimately wore a wire back in 2019 while meeting with a fellow lawmaker, then State Representative Luis Arroyo. Maybe he turned against his colleagues to help himself get a lesser sentence, is what it sounds like here. He was in it with them, and then he ratted on him, basically, to help himself get a lesser sentence. The feds agree that the Vernon Hills Democrat deserved probation despite his tax crimes, asking U.S. District Judge Mary Rowland for the light sentence in a memo last week. Longtime power broker in Lake County politics, Link served 23 years in the Illinois Senate before he resigned back in 2020 after being charged with tax evasion and being tied to a corruption scandal. He also served 28 years as chairman of the Lake County Democratic Party. Terry Link. Probation is what he gets. 12:21 here at WRMN. Let's see what else I have for you this morning. One more story. West Dundee is buying some more property. Trustees approved the purchase of 2 buildings in the downtown district for $470,000. The village expects to close on the buildings at 108 and 110 West Main Street in West Dundee, which most recently was home to Bob's Trading Post and Riverside Upholstery. They expect to close in the next 30 to 45 days. Mayor Chris Nelson noted that Bob's Trading Post had largely been out of business for years and had no significant investment for decades. Riverside Upholstery has 6 months to find a new location. West Dundee stepped in to buy the properties to help spur development. The village will invite developers wanting to invest in the downtown buildings to submit proposals. Nelson, the mayor, Chris Nelson, said the village would like to see an active use of the property, such as restaurants or retail, on the first level. So there you have it. It's 12:21 here at WRMN. Some news this hour. 847-931-1410. Let's take a phone call. And I think, let's see who this is. Good morning, good afternoon, rather, and welcome to Out to Lunch.
Good afternoon. This is Jackie.
Hey, Jackie.
I know it comes through with THOS, I believe, probably still, because that's the way my bill still comes through from my lead line. I'm trying to get acclimated to the hours and the times and listening, and so I'm listening off and on. But I have a question, because I know you talked about it earlier on. The incident at the Best Buy parking lot that happened in South Elgin.
Yeah.
Did you ever find out, were there any arrests at all?
There apparently were no arrests.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, I reached out to Craig Pierce, who has that once-a-month show on my morning show, and he's kind of a communications guy for South Elgin, and he said actually it turned out to be no arrests, which surprised me a little bit.
Yeah, me too, when they said that things were being thrown at some of the squad cars.
Yeah.
And did you ever get any sense of what age group these people were?
I think it was a lot of young kids, like teenagers, maybe early 20s.
Okay.
Yeah.
That just seems like the amount of cars. I mean, when they're saying 500 to 600 cars, that just, I'm not going to lie, it boggles my mind that many cars could accumulate in that parking lot.
Well, not only that, but the fact that South Elgin must have felt a little bit threatened to call in so many other law enforcement agencies to help out with that situation.
Yeah, I've seen that in the paper, the amount of, that they brought in, the King County Forest Reserve or the King County Sheriffs and St. Charles, Campton Hills.
So you have all these agencies coming and then no arrests?
Yeah, that's okay.
That's the use of a lot of resources to not have anybody arrested in this situation.
That's kind of what I thought. And I thought, I mean, hey, I live right on 31, so I'm watching the gigantic building going up across the street, totally taking away my view of the river.
Oh, yeah. It's going up fast, isn't it? Because the weather's been so mild all winter.
Oh, yeah. And like I said, I mean, they're over there at 7 in the morning. I'm bad. I've told you. I stay up till 2 and 3 in the morning. So I'm still trying to sleep some mornings, but that's okay. They got to do their work. I'm okay with that. But, so I've just been watching it on a daily basis, seeing it build, and it's just, I cannot believe how huge that building is. And now that the new area has gone up, the metal structures for the top roofing area, it's like it's really taking away. I mean, even from my upstairs porch, I've lost like such a view. It's like, oh, this is so sad.
Wow, yeah. Well, I didn't know that you lived that close to.
Oh yeah, right across the street.
Wow.
I'm on that block. Right across the street.
So now when you look out, you're just going to be looking right at a building then the whole time.
Mm-hmm, the back of a building.
Wow.
Which is what everybody driving down 31 is going to see is the back. Which, when I went to one of the meetings when they were talking about doing this, and I said, all these other villages have done, or cities along the river have tried to beautify areas and do some things that really attracted people. And I said, we're going to have people driving down 31 and they get to see the back of a building. And I understand you can't face it the other way and have the parking lot in the front because of the traffic would be horrendous with police going in and out of it, onto 31. That's just an impossible situation that they couldn't have done that. But
right.
Yeah, but it's like I said, it's really big. It's like I keep looking at it and going, okay, how much taller are they going?
Stop.
Yes. And I am looking forward to finding out about the little veteran area that they're supposed to be, acknowledging. I'm curious to see how that's going to play out. And, I know that they're supposed to be putting the statue back in at the corner, the little children's statue area.
Right.
So I'm, I guess I'm just taking it, and I'm like, but it's huge. It's really huge. So, but like I said, I was curious about how you could have that many cars out there and nobody get arrested or anything else. And,
Yeah. I don't know. It's something, I was thinking about reaching out to the police chief, Jerry Krosnick, over there, but I haven't. So
that's
I was curious of the same thing. I
was just curious if I missed something. I guess I can't imagine. I mean, I'm 71. I mean, we used to hang out on Route 31 down at the parking lot down at North Gate. But we never had that kind of volume of cars. There may be 10 of us, 20 of us,
Right.
And even then they'd come along and say, okay, out of here,
Yeah.
Back in the 60s. So, but all right. Well, thank you so much. And like I said, getting used to the new programming, and I'm enjoying a lot of it. So just getting used to the schedule.
Yeah,
so.
I hear you. Well, thanks for trying to adjust with us. And the radio shopping show's on 3 to 6 now, and I'm sure you know that, right?
And I'm enjoying getting to listen to you later on sometimes because that's when I'm awake.
Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah. Well, thank you.
Thanks a lot, Mark. Okay.
All right, Jackie. Talk to you soon. Bye.
Bye.
All right, Jackie, great radio shopper and longtime WRMN listener. It's 12:26. Greg Shannon's here. We'll talk to him in just a couple of minutes from the Elgin Public House and talk about the future of Greg and the future of the Elgin Public House in just a couple of minutes right here on WRMN. It's Out to Lunch on a Thursday morning.
If you are 50 years and older, you are welcome to join Elgin State Bank's sponsored movie days at Elgin Marcus Theater. It will always be on the second Thursday of each month. Doors open at 8:30 a.m. At 9 a.m., you will hear a very brief message from Sherry Aschenbrenner about upcoming senior events, and movies will begin at approximately 9:30 a.m. Coffee and a donut is complimentary. You can always call the movie theater hotline number of 847-888-7976 to find out what movies are playing each month. The cost is $3 if you are a member of Elgin State Bank, meaning you have an account there, and $5 if you are a non-member. And for more senior information, catch Sherry's Senior Showcase on the third Tuesday of every month at 9:15 a.m. right here on WRMN, AM 1410 and 96.7 FM.
WRMN says thank you to all of our local veterans, like Jerry Christofferson of True Patriots Care.
We had the 1,700 flags up across from the wall. That's how many POWs and MIAs from Vietnam are still missing. Plus, we do veterans and first responders funerals.
Yeah.
And so if you ever drive by a funeral home or a church or a cemetery and you see the flags, you know a soldier died today.
Go to TruePatriotsCare.com for more information. And veterans, thank you for your service to our country.
Hey parents, are you searching for the ultimate spring break and summer solution for your kids? Look no further than Adrenaline Monkeys Adventure Camp in West Dundee. The week-long camps are ideal for ages 5 through 12. They're packed with exciting activities like obstacle courses, climbing, and educational demos. Look for full or half-day options to keep your kids active and engaged. Enroll now for spring break and summer 2024 at adrenalinemonkeyfun.com/WD and transform their time off into unforgettable adventures.
For a little lighthearted lawlessness on Sunday afternoons, listen to Handle on the Law from 4 to 7 p.m. Handle on the Law is a unique combination of useful legal advice and outrageous handle remarks. Whether you're talking about Big Brother, big business, big legal problems, or Big Macs, you'll rarely find Bill without an opinion. His rapid-fire commentary gives listeners the information they crave in the way they crave it. It's Handle on the Law, Sunday afternoons from 4 to 7 p.m. right here on WRMN, AM 1410 and 96.7 FM. As the Elgin Police Department continues to participate in the Distracted Driving campaign, they wanted to share some tips from the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration website regarding safe driving. If you are expecting a text or need to send one, pull over and park your car in a safe location. Once you are safely off the road and parked, it's safe to text. Designate your passenger as your designated texter. Allow them to access your phone to respond to calls or messages. Do not engage in social media scrolling or messaging while driving. Are you struggling not to text and drive? Activate your phone's Do Not Disturb feature or put your cell phone in the trunk, the glove box, or the back seat of your vehicle until you arrive at your destination. Remember, the Elgin Police are conducting directed patrols to enforce distracted driving violations. Just drive and stay safe. A message from our friends at the Elgin Police Department and your friends here at WRMN AM 1410 and 96.7 FM. WRMN has proudly served the Fox River Valley for over 70 years. We're located at 14 Douglas Avenue in downtown Elgin. Right next to Studio 14 is our store known as the Redemption Center. You are always invited to stop by and see us to live large for less. The Redemption Center is the place to pick up your on-air orders, shop for certificates, and grab some brochures to learn about what we have to offer. Our Redemption Center phone number is 847-741-7700.
We are back. It's 12:32. It's Thursday. It's become cloudy here in downtown Elgin. Out to Lunch is the name of this program, and Sonar will be around in a little bit to take you through the rest of the show. Right now we are joined by Greg Shannon, and if you're watching on YouTube, you can see us at WRMN Radio on YouTube, longtime owner of the Elgin Public House. Hi, Greg.
Hi, Mark. How are you?
I'm good, man. How you doing?
Good. Doing well, thanks.
Yeah?
Doing well, yeah.
So I just heard the news the other day. Did you post it on Facebook? Is that how I heard the news?
We posted it on Facebook on Monday morning, and then we sent out the email Tuesday. Yeah, for all the people on our list, our EPH list.
Yeah. So the news is, and I should introduce you to those who maybe don't know. Greg Shannon's the owner of the Elgin Public House. And how long have you been in control of the Elgin Public House?
We are in our 18th year.
18th year?
It's our 18th year, yes.
Since 2006?
2006 was the year we came in. We officially opened the door on January 6th. 7th, 2007, to January 3rd, 2007, something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
No, I didn't know. I don't know your history before that. Have you been in the restaurant business here for a long time before you ever opened up the public house?
I have been in the restaurant business since I've been like 12 or 13 years old.
Yeah.
So it's been like
Locally?
Lombard, Elmhurst, Wasco. And I did a stint with Dave & Buster's where I did about 6 or 7 across the country where I helped open those. Oak Brook, Michigan.
So you bounced around a lot, and you finally decided you were in a position to try to make it happen yourself at some point.
Yep. I spent 8-9 years in Naperville. At a place there with a very nice friend of mine who had hired me to become general manager there, and I learned a lot from him, and that gave me the final gumption to go out and do it on my own. So yeah.
Now, when you were, how long have you lived in Elgin? Where do you live now?
We've lived in Elgin because the first couple of years we were in Lombard and Oswego. Not a fun trip.
Yeah.
So I say that we have been living in. The house we live in now, we've been there about 10, 11 years, and then we rented another house for a couple of years. So we've been living in Elgin for about 12, 13 years.
So it's not like you were an Elgin person who wanted to have an Elgin restaurant. You were living somewhere else, and you picked downtown Elgin as the location for your restaurant, right?
We picked downtown Elgin. We had a nice conversation back in the day with Ed Schock, Cherie Murphy, Bill Muller, the Liquor Commission. They were building the park down there. They were building all the townhomes. They were building the big condo building. And I'm like, my wife and I wandered around to 2 or 3 restaurants that were down here, and we said, we need a pub here. So we put a pub in.
Yeah. So what was the Elgin Public House at the time? It
was empty at the time. The landlords had owned it. They had run a little restaurant or a little nightclub thing in there, but they had been closed for a little while. So we came in and turned it into the pub.
Now, I wouldn't say it. Now, in 2006, when you decided to open there, it wasn't like Elgin had a jumping downtown or anything, was it? I mean, why did you feel like that you could make it happen in downtown Elgin if downtown Elgin wasn't thriving already?
Well, I had a great conversation with the powers that be back then. We were doing a nice little push for downtown development and whatnot, which was Mayor Schock and his crew and all those folks. And plus, like I said, they were building the park and they were building the condos. And I'm like, okay, this sounds great. So we'll jump in and help make it a little more thriving down here.
Yeah. Well, you made it for 18 years.
18 years.
Yeah. Well, what do you feel like you did correctly to allow the food is great. I guess that's the bottom line there, right?
Well, again, my philosophy has always been great food, great service. You can go some places and get really great food, but the service is terrible. You may go back. You may go some places, get really horrible food, and the service was great, but you're not going to go back because of the food. So you got to give them great food, great service. And then, and I learned this a long time ago. I think I've told Leah this before too, is that you got to give back to the community. Because they're the ones that are coming out and and living and enjoying your restaurant, so you got to give back to them. And we've done a lot of that too.
And I guess that probably is why you have a lot of fundraisers and things like that you've been able to host at your restaurant because people have gotten to know that you're a part of the community, right?
Yep, absolutely.
Yeah. The atmosphere in there is always great. I imagine how much of that was something that you created? You were like, we got to get the right feel here because there's a great feel about that restaurant when you walk in.
Yeah, it's people walk in the little front room there, and they're like, oh, well, this is a tiny little joint, and then you take them around the back to the
right,
and they're like, oh my goodness, this place is huge. Yeah, so it's a little bit of a different view. Again, servers and bartenders that will get to know your customers. Say hi. This is my name, what's your name, and we get to know them. I think that's one of the biggest things that help build stuff is that we want to know you, we want to work with you and get to know you, and as far as making the place, I mean it took some years. It took some years to get the booths in and the tables in and change. Because when we first got it was pretty stark when we took over at the beginning. So yeah. we've built it over the years to make it look nice.
Have there been, for the first few years, were there some lean times? I mean, were there times when you wondered if you were going to make it?
Well, the first couple of years were real scary. We always from the beginning, lunches were really good. There was always a good lunch crowd from downtown Elgin here. But the second year we were there, remember they redid all these streets. So you had to climb in our building over a couple planks over a 6-foot deep ditch.
Yeah, that's great.
So I'm like, oh, here, city, thank you. I'm here. Let's rip up your street. Oh, boy.
Just what you need, new challenges. Hard enough just to open a restaurant, right?
Yeah. So yeah, again, with restaurants, there's always challenges and this and that. And there was a couple times where Lou and I looked at each other and was like, are we going to pull this off? And then it just kind of clicked, and everybody loves us, and we love everybody, so worked out well.
So have you still pump in like tons of hours all the time as a restaurant owner, or have you been able to get it to a point where you have people that really do a lot of the running of it for you?
Well, that's kind of where we're at right now. I have some great management. I have some great crew that are doing a lot of stuff for me right now, because Lou and I have spent a lot of times with the family and this and that and the other thing. But it's getting hard to keep counting on them when they need me and they're working too, which is kind of one of the reasons why I've decided to kind of look for shop for some people and see if we can step down.
Yeah. So you made the decision to put the Elgin Public House up for sale.
Correct.
And are you hoping that? But it's not because you're leaving town.
Nope.
You're going to stay here, right?
I'll be here. I'll be around. Yeah.
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 So do you have? Are you trying to be selective in who you might sell to because because it has become successful? Wouldn't it be nice just to have someone like pick up where you left off, kind of thing?
Exactly, and that's one, and then I think that's pretty much going to be one of the parameters of the sale. Are we going to find somebody who's going to still concentrate on great food and great service? Is somebody, because what I'm selling is the business. So I'm selling you my recipes. I'm selling you everything that's in there. Here you go, keep it up and keep it running. Everybody's going to put their little niche in and do this and change it and do a little changes and whatnot. But my hope is to find someone who can say, okay, yeah, we'll hop in. You've built this beautiful thing. We're going to keep it going.
Mm-hmm.
So.
We're with Greg Shannon, owner of the Elgin Public House right here in downtown Elgin on Chicago Street. What's the actual address?
217 East Chicago Street.
217 East Chicago Street.
217 and 219, excuse me.
Yeah. Not too far from the radio station. And I feel like, and I don't know, well, I guess maybe I'm not sure how you feel as the owner, but it seems like when business people come to downtown Elgin for a meeting, and they say, hey, where can we go to lunch? That you've been able to position Elgin Public House one way or another to be the place that people think of first.
Yes.
Do you feel that way?
Oh, absolutely. I think so. There's some other great, there's been other great restaurants. Al's is a great restaurant too, but when it comes to lunch and then, we get a lot of people there to get in and out. Our lunches are still very, very good. So, yeah.
Yeah. Is it public knowledge what the price tag is for the Elgin Public House, or?
No, it is not yet.
Okay.
Right at the moment.
Gotcha.
I'm working with a broker. I'm sure when that comes out, we'll be able to discuss that.
So what has been your secret to a good menu? I mean, is there a type of food that you yourself as a chef specialize in, or how did you create the menu?
Well, the original menu for Elgin Public House was just some sandwiches and some salads and this and that, and a lot of it was based on what my kids would eat at home. So if my kids would eat it, so it's probably got to be really good. So like my pasta salad was always made without mayonnaise in it because my kids wouldn't touch the mayonnaise thing.
Yeah.
So my original was based on a lot of what my kids would eat, and like I said, it was just like sandwiches and burgers and some chicken sandwiches. It was very small, but it generated into people wanting this, wanting that, wanting everything else. So we ventured out into entrees, and then now we're at where we're at. We've got a pretty extensive menu. I tried to cut it down the other day, but we only got rid of like 4 items. So
yeah,
it's hard to get rid of items because everybody's like, "Oh my gosh, you took that off," and I'm like, "Yeah, I know. I'm sorry. We only sell this much of it, but it's still enough where everybody's like, oh, I want that." So
what I've always found amazing is, one of the keys to, I guess, having a successful restaurant is consistency with what you cook, right? When you order, terrible comparison, but when you order fast food, for instance, if you order from McDonald's or Wendy's or whatever the case may be, it has its own taste to it.
Correct.
It's what you expect You don't get a burger that tastes one way one time, and the next time you go to McDonald's, it tastes completely different.
Correct.
And with a nice restaurant, with an upscale restaurant that has better food, same story. I mean, if someone really likes your burger or something else you make, you're not there and someone else is preparing it, it's got to turn out the same every time.
Every time, and that was taught into my cooks at a very young age. I'm very lucky to have a man called Enrique Valencia who walked in from New York 2 weeks after we opened, and he's been with me to this day. I would show him a recipe once, and I never had to show him again. So he's been my go-to. He knows that when we get all these cooks in, we train them, it's got to be done this way, this way, this way, so they always taste the same. And I'm the same way with bartenders in our drinks, because I love it when I go into a bar and I get this really great drink, and then I'll go back there next week and somebody else makes it, and it's horrible. So, the same thing with drinks. Food and drinks, it's all got to taste consistent all the time,
Well, and I suppose, has it been harder in recent years to staff the bar, to staff the restaurant? And if it has been, that even makes it harder to establish consistency from person to person, doesn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, and this is just not rest. This is every business across America these days. It's just really hard to get people staffed. We have some great servers right now, and a lot of these servers have never done it before. Because you just can't. Yeah. But you come in and you show me you're willing to work, we'll train. So we've trained these I'm going to say kids. It's probably incorrect to say kids, but we've changed these guys and taught them how to do it and how to, not just go to the table, take an order, but become friendly with the table and talk and whatnot. So we've gotten some really good people now. And yes, you spend a lot of time training.
You probably were at a point where in the past you were able to hire experienced servers.
Absolutely.
Now you're at the point where looks like you're a hard worker, willing to learn. Yes.
Teach you. We'll teach you. Come on in. Yes.
Yeah. Well, that's interesting. So 847-931-1410. We have Greg Shannon for a little bit longer from the Elgin Public House, which is now up for sale down the street at 217 East Chicago Street and 219. Also, keep an eye on YouTube if anybody wants to make a comment there. We're at WRMN Radio on YouTube. So I always talk about, not always, but from time to time it comes up in our shows about how Elgin faces its downtown challenges. And if you go, and it's unfair in a way, but the places that are Elgin, from a restaurant bar standpoint, are most closely associated with, I guess, Dundee, St. Charles, because they're the next two.
Right in between, yeah.
Yeah, we're right in between Dundee and St. Charles. It's a whole different situation where there are plenty of bars in Dundee, plenty of bars and restaurants in St. Charles that seem to be thriving. Mm-hmm. And we don't have that in downtown Elgin. And a lot of people say, well, it's because the thoroughfare goes right through Dundee. The main road goes right where all those bars are. Same thing in St. Charles. Elgin, you don't have to come down Chicago Street to get through Elgin. How much of a role does that play in it?
Because when I first got in and got started and did all this, and everybody always talked to me, why would you want more restaurants in here? Why there'll be more competitions for you? I said, no, it makes it more of a destination. So I've always been a proponent of trying to get more and more restaurants down here, and I'll continue to be a proponent of trying to get more and more restaurants down here. And I don't know if it's a throughway or whatever, thoroughfare. Because how much traffic comes up and down these two streets, Chicago and Highland? There's quite a bit. So I don't think it's because you're going to east to west there. I don't know if I buy that, but I'm not a demographics kind of person to read into that. But I don't think it's too much. I like it, and I was telling somebody else today too. I said, You can't count on what's just down here. What's down here is great. The people down here, the diversity down here, everything is wonderful down here. But you're not going to survive on just down here. You have to bring them in from all over the place. So that's what we've always strived to do too at Elgin Public Health with our advertising and stuff. So.
Mm-hmm. 847-931-1410. We got a phone call, and it looks like it's probably just somebody we know. It is Genius George Rawlinson, I believe. Hey, George, is it you?
Say it ain't so. Say it ain't so.
I'm sorry, George. It's pretty much so. It means that, what this means is we're just going to have to sit down and together and work on that cookbook together, That's what we're going to have to do.
One of the reasons for my call, and all teasing aside, Greg, I'm so happy that you're going to get a chance to enjoy your family you have made at the same time such a monumental difference in downtown Elgin. Everybody, and I mean everybody, and you know I know just about everybody.
I know you do.
Loves the public house. And we've had so many, Mark, going back to when Greg first opened, and I'm sure he thought, who is this guy? And I come in there, I want to do this, I want to have this event, I want to have that event, book event, political event.
Oh, my,
okay, sure, we can work it out. You have this space, and we've had, Greg, so many great events, and you and Lou, and you know how much I love Lou, have always been so generous and forthcoming with your hospitality, and just absolutely love your place. I don't even want to go through the whole menu because I wouldn't know where to stop.
George, you're going to make me cry, George. Stop it.
But seriously, you made such a difference here, and well-deserved. Mark, I wish you were in town. This is going back to 2008. You weren't quite back yet.
No.
But I had just published this Cubs book, and Greg will remember this. We had a book signing for this new Cubs book, which at the time was the fastest-selling book in the city of Chicago.
Mm-hmm.
So we had a suburban publication party at the Public House, and we had 4 or 5 former Cub players there. We had Rich Nye, who pitched for the Cubs in the 60s. We had Soupy Campbell. We had Gene Heiser, one or two more. But anyway, that place was packed with people, and Greg had just mentioned that you got to draw people from all over, because we had advertised it, and there were autograph seekers like, okay, I can get Bill Campbell's autograph. Oh, Steve Trout. We had Steve Trout. I can get Steve Trout's autograph. I can get this guy. It was monumentally successful, packed, so much fun, loud, lively, just everything. So many great memories there. I put some events on that weren't as successful as that one, but no matter what the success level was, Greg was always just very, very good about letting us have free reign and pretty much do, whatever we want within reason, and always made it financially feasible for us to do those things. Here's the vegetable tray. I'll throw this in. I'll throw that in. And always represented.
Only for you, George.
Well.
Only for you, George.
Yeah, and the restaurant well. And I tell you, one other quick story. I had gone, I've been involved in so many different political things, Republican and Democrat, worked for candidates from both parties. And, there are some restaurant owners who don't, and one is long gone now, but, we don't want to do that because if we have something for a Democrat, all the Republicans are going to be mad at us. Or if we have something for a Republican, the Democrats are going to be mad. Greg, we have everybody. Everybody's welcome. Republican, Democrat, whatever you are, whatever political persuasion or any persuasion, you're welcome here.
Yep.
And I think that is really probably the most compelling thing that people could say about your restaurant. Everyone was welcome.
Well, thank you, George. Thank you.
Well, thanks.
And we want to work on that book.
I know.
You have all those recipes in that head of yours, that handsome head of yours. You got to get that stuff down on paper for posterity.
Well, like I said, George, I need someone to just follow me around when I create stuff and write it down for me. I was telling Mark, let's find someone to produce a TV show where I have guests come in from Elgin, where I just sit there and make food for them and drink for them. See, and then you could sit there and write my book out of it. See?
Yeah, Greg Fieri.
Yeah. See, there you go.
Yeah, there you go. So,
we're going to do it, George. We're going to do it.
Yeah. Mark, the movie Hoffa, which was Jack Nicholson, Danny DeVito, part of that was shot, a scene from that was shot right behind the Public House.
I did not know that.
The alleyway there?
Yep, in the alleyway.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So,
well, thanks for calling, George.
Okay, thanks, Greg. And I'll catch up with you, Greg. I'll see you before you're before you're gone.
Oh yeah, George. We'll chat. We'll work out something.
And I've got your number anyway, so don't think you're getting away from me.
No way, buddy.
Okay, my friend. Bye-bye.
Thanks, George.
See you, George. 12:53 here at WRMN. So 2006 and 2024 in downtown Elgin.
Yeah.
What are the differences? Is Elgin in a better place now? Is downtown Elgin ready to take it to the next level?
Absolutely. There's so much potential we have for down here, and I know I do a lot of work with the downtown neighborhood association. They've always been wonderful for us from day one when we got in here. And I know there's stuff we're going on. We're planning for this summer. light shows, late night, trying to spice up the late night around here,
right?
And a couple things, and just have more stuff for more people to do all the time instead of just like Nightmare or a couple shows over at the park. We're just trying to spice it all up down here and do that. So I'm pretty sure I'm going to be pretty involved in a lot of that too, even though I won't be at the restaurant anymore. So
you're still going to be really active in trying to help downtown Elgin succeed.
I know there's like 7 or 8 people that say I better be or I'm in trouble. So
yeah. You're going to be the super consultant of downtown Elgin. So you do feel like downtown Elgin then is on the upswing a little bit. There have been some challenges. There are always challenges, I guess, but there are a lot of empty storefronts.
Yep.
And
but we have a lot of good people who have bought these storefronts and are redoing them and making them and redoing them, and I feel really good about a lot of them. Yeah. So, yeah.
Does it bother you when you? What always bothers me is what is the natural way you would drive into downtown Elgin? Wouldn't it be 31 and Chicago Street?
You would think, but a lot of people come in off the tollway and then down. What is that? 25 Dundee.
25.
Yeah. So
Dundee Avenue.
Coming that way too, but that just brings you down here where you can cut over. So
yeah, it just seems like to me it should be more appealing right over there. When you first come into downtown Elgin from that way, which a lot of people would off of 31.
Yeah.
That it should be a nicer entrance way as you come over the bridge and stuff there.
Yeah, I know. When we did our entrance interview and first talked about it with all the people and all the planners, I said that was one of our my wife and I, Lou. One of our first things we said is just have it a little more beautiful over there. Some signs maybe, welcome to downtown, or just clean it up and whatnot. And I know that with this, there's some stuff going on with the projects down here by the library and up down with the Riverwalk and all that. And I think bridges are supposed to be redone. But I know they talked a little bit about doing that again. I think that would be a great thing too. Yeah.
Yeah, I think some emphasis should be put on that. And do you feel like? We always constantly talk about homeless. Are there too many? For a city of this size, do you think we have a homeless problem? Because it does seem like where there are the majority of the homeless are right around this area. Over in Tent City, and they wander around. Yeah. Do they plague your business? Have they plagued your business over the years with or the perception of downtown Elgin with people that want to come to the Elgin Public House?
I think back pre-COVID and maybe the beginning of COVID, there was a little bit of a problem going on there. But I think the city has done a nice job of fixing that up. I don't. You see them. You're going to see them everywhere in America, and I've been to some cities where it's just absolutely horrible.
Right.
I've been to Austin, and I thought Austin was a beautiful city, and then all of a sudden I'm like, oh my gosh, and there's just too much going on there. I don't think it's that huge of a problem here anymore. I know for a while we had problems where our customers wouldn't come to because the parking garage was so bad, but it's been so great. And I actually had 2 or 3 customers tell me the other day, said it's wonderful down here now. Thank you, for helping getting that garage cleaned up. So
you just think more events going on down here, and maybe that starts to bring more choices, I think.
Absolutely. More choices. More choices
I know you want all the customers at the Elgin Public House, but we need more choices.
More choices, more different types of food, different types of things, bring it different types of bars, more choices in little shops and whatnot. Just it's all a big picture that you just have to put together. And the potential, and I've seen the potential here. I wouldn't hang around here for 18 years if I didn't see the potential, and I still believe that potential is huge here. So
yeah. Well, we're not going to let you get too far away, I guess. So we already talked off the air about the upcoming cooking show.
Yeah, there we go.
We're going to develop right here at WRMN. So if there's anybody that's interested in pursuing purchase of the Elgin Public House or getting in touch with you and they don't know you and they don't have your phone number, what's the best way of doing that?
Well, you can email me at greg@elginpublichouse.com, and I will give you the information from my broker. His name is Mike Bauer, and I can give you his number, and he's the one who's going to be working with it. He's the one who originally helped me find the place back 18 years ago. So
it's greg@elginpublichouse.com.
greg@elginpublichouse.com.
Okay. Well, we'll talk to you soon. So, but congratulations on trying to sell, and good luck with it, and keep us posted.
Oh, Mark, thank you so much. Much appreciated.
That's Greg Shannon from the Elgin Public House as we come to the end of Out to Lunch Hour 1 here on the show. Stay tuned. Sonar's around, and he's going to come in and take you through the second hour of the program. And then later on this afternoon, it's the Radio Shopping Show. Afternoon Drive as Leah is back in the seat today instead of Matt to take you through the afternoon shop show. So keep it right here on WRMN on a Thursday morning.
Your hometown radio station since 1949. We are WRMN AM 1410, Elgin time, 1 o'clock.
With your AM 1410 WRMN Newsflash, I'm Sean Kernan. By Sky Rizzi. Explore proven results with Sky Rizzi. In Kane County, school enrollment may be going down, but far from that trend, the count of homeless students has stayed steady. This year alone, 2,600 students registered as homeless, with the Elgin School District U46 witnessing the most enrollments. Under the McKinney-Vento Homeless Assistance Act, these students are guaranteed support to help them access education. The Elgin City Council met last night with the Committee of the Whole and the City Council agendas, both on the social media pages for the City of Elgin. Meanwhile, if you missed last night's meeting, you can still watch it. It's on the City of Elgin YouTube channel, youtube.com/City of Elgin. The City of Elgin thanking volunteers and city crews that turned out for Elgin's right-of-way cleanup initiative, which began this week. The annual initiative led by the Land Division Management Division, and is part of the city's spring cleaning efforts. With your AM 1410 WRMN Newsflash, I'm Sean Kernan.
Is switching your wireless service to Total by Verizon easy?
Totalmente.
And you get unlimited 5G data, $25 a line for 4 lines on the unlimited plan, at an amazing price with no contracts. Should you switch to Total by Verizon? Definitely.
Totalmente.
Find a store or switch suavemente at totalbyverizon.com. Monthly rate when you activate without a pay, plus taxes and fees. Discount begins the month after you enroll. Additional terms apply. See website for data management practices.
With Progressive's Home Quote Explorer, you can check if you're paying too much for home insurance, because giving you options is the right thing to do.
Oh, you mean like when I let someone with less groceries go ahead in line? Sure, there's a part of me that thinks, if you only need 3 things, maybe go to a convenience store next time. And now they're sifting through coupons and my frozen foods are about to be not frozen.
But still, it's the right thing to do. So compare rates with Progressive's Home Quote Explorer. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and third-party insurers. Not available in all states or situations. Prices vary based on how you buy.
Anderson Japanese Gardens, ranked the highest quality Japanese garden in North America and located right in the heart of Rockford. Their mission is to open minds to a different culture while offering a place of peace and tranquility where one can find healing, renewal, inspiration, and a re-energized soul. A premier destination for corporate functions, special events, weddings, and receptions. For directions, hours, and fees, visit andersongarden.org today. Michael Brown, former Undersecretary of Homeland Security and Director of FEMA, is your new full-time host of The Weekend, which airs every Saturday from 4 to 7 p.m. right here on WRMN. Each week on the popular 3-hour program, Brown offers listeners a fresh take on the weekend talk with his provocative insights into current events, politics, and culture. So late in the day on Saturday, make it a point to catch The Weekend with Michael Brown right here on WRMN, AM 1410 and 96.7 FM.
Progressive presents the Sports Flash on News Talk Radio 1410 WRMN.
The White Sox and Bears reportedly have talked about teaming up in what's being called a financing partnership as both teams look to build new stadiums and will likely have their hands out for public tax subsidies. The NHL trade deadline is looming. The Blackhawks will likely make some moves with the team in the basement of the Central Division standings. Some of the high-value targets that remain include Tyler Johnson. He won a Stanley Cup with Tampa Bay. Colin Blackwell and Ryan Donato could also draw some interest. The Blackhawks snapped a 22-game road losing skid with a win on Tuesday night at Phoenix. They head back to the East Coast and visit the Capitals this Saturday night. The Bulls beat the Jazz 119-117 last night. DeMar DeRozan had 29 points. Chicago remains in the hunt for a playoff spot. They've won 2 in a row. They're 9th in the East with a 2-game advantage over 10th place Atlanta. Bundle auto and home, renters or condo, and save with Progressive.
I'm Chuck Sanders on News Talk Radio 1410 WRMN.
People who come to Cricket stay with Cricket, just like our customer Jaron.
I'm the singer and guitarist in a band, and I use my Cricket phone for everything. It's basically like another band member.
Don't miss a single beat. Switch today and get a free Samsung Galaxy A14 5G. Smile, you're on Cricket.
Real customer paid for testimonial. Must bring your number to Cricket on up to a $60 a month voice plan, depending on device. Select models only while supplies last. First month service charge and tax due at sale. Cricket 5G requires a compatible device and is not available everywhere. Fees, terms, and restrictions apply. See store for details.
Picture this. It's Saturday morning and you're on your John Deere compact tractor. You're effortlessly breaking ground on your new landscaping project. Next, you're moving piles of rocks just by moving a lever. And now, you're enjoying the warmth of the sun as you clear brush across your pasture. We could keep trying to put you in the moment, but to really understand everything you can do with a John Deere compact tractor, you just have to get in the seat.
Welcome to 1410 WRMN. My name is Dennis Sonar Green. I will be with you with this hour of Out to Lunch. Why do we call it Out to Lunch, Sonar? Why do we call it Out to Lunch? Because we hope that you will take us out to lunch with you. There are so many different ways that you can find and listen and be part of the station here. In fact, there's so many different ways. They gave me a nice card that I can read all of the different ways. How do we love you? Let us count the ways. Of course, you can always call into Studio 14 and be part of Out to Lunch, taking us with you right there while you're driving around and you want to just throw in your 2 cents for the topics and the different discussions we've got on here. You can also listen on the airwaves. Oh, see, I'm going to tell you the studio is available, but I'm not going to give you the number. What a tease, Sonar. What a tease. Sonar Studio 14, if you want to talk with us here, Studio 14, 847-931-1410, 847-931-1410. What are the other ways that we can listen, Sonar, as I sit here and talk to myself in a pleasant conversation? The dial, obviously, 1410 AM, and the web, 1410, is also on WRMN1410.com. YouTube Live at WRMN Radio, where we are streaming right now. Thank you all for watching and listening, and also an app. If you are a little less tech savvy, you don't want to punch a bunch of numbers, you want to use maybe your voice, just look over at your smart speaker. It's already listening. Go ahead and just say, Alexa, play WRMN. I hope I triggered somebody over there. How about this? This one gets everybody too. It gets me. Hey, Google, play WRMN. Oh, okay, I got you too. Haha, WRMN right here. Check out WRMN 1410. Our daily deals have also dropped for the radio shopping show. You can find out the daily deals there by following it over. 25% off markdown. Happy shopping. Right there is the 75 years that WRMN has been here. New shopping, radio shopping hours, be Monday through Friday. Noon to 3 is when the Redemption Center is open, or if you'd like to call into the Redemption Center at that time as well, that number is 847-741-7700. You can talk to one of the McNeils. Today, we have Ryan. Thank you, Ryan, for holding down the fort. Thank you for shaking the hands, kissing the babies, and meeting all of our fantastic listeners, even the ones that stay outside for us. We appreciate you as well. Listening to the show as it goes. Then we've also got the radio shopping show. We, I believe, are starting to call it, since it was Matt in the mornings before, we're now trying to let us know how you think about it. But the drive time deal with Matt McNeil, I don't know. I'm just spitballing out there. Matt in the mornings rang so well, I want to make sure that we can repeat that. But it's hard to catch lightning in a bottle, but you can catch his show 3 to 6 p.m. Monday through Friday. And just as I tell you all of those wonderful things that are happening with the radio shopping show and the things that are happening with the schedule and everything else, I've got a change for you again. I know. I am the bringer of change. I am the one that moves it. But for me, if you're not growing, you're dying. So speaking of that change, Leah, I know everybody's been missing her. She's back from vacation. She's going to be right back on the air, and she will be with us taking over Matt's shift from 3 to 6. That guy is a trooper. He has been doing a lot of airtime, way more than me. And of course, you can always catch Marky B's first shift show from 6 to 9, and then he kind of helps me with this Out to Lunch. This Out to Lunch show is supposed to be kind of a introduction to the hosts, the people, the places that we work with here at WRMN. Mid-mornings or mid-afternoons, we're just trying here to open up the forum, get a little bit more side, look at it as your chance to definitely be part of the station, your chance to call in, throw in your ideas. Maybe there's something happening that we just haven't given you time outside of the normal airing that we have, or we just don't know if something's going on. Yesterday, I learned that there is a free breakfast right here. I believe it is the Valley Ministries over here. I've got to get that. Address again for you from you, Kathleen. But I believe it's right here in Elgin, has a breakfast. And those are the type of things that we're trying to accomplish here. But Leah will be back. She'll talk to us hopefully about what she did on her spring vacation, winter vacation, I guess, and all of the different deals, the daily deals, clearance sale of 25% off. And that's on top of stuff that's already marked down. Everything is already lowered before, but the daily deals, they get to add that extra 25% off. If you missed us in the morning, or if you missed us in the afternoon, if you missed us in the morning, you missed Marky B, of course, the first shift. But if you missed us in the afternoon yesterday, we talked with Division Chief Mike Oyne and Preparedness Specialist Beth Drendel from the Kane County Emergency Management, because we're still going through National Severe Weather Preparedness Week. That's right. It goes all the way until the 8th. They came in and talked with us about how to be prepared, what happens with the sirens, really answered a question that I always have, because I seem to just forget it every single year. What's the difference between a warning and a watch? And of a tornado? What's a tornado warning? What's a tornado watch? I mean, I always seem to forget which one is which, right? So just to remind everybody, because I got to keep it refreshed for me, I'm part of the everybody. A tornado warning is, our tornado watch is we've got enough of the circumstances that there may be a tornado. Go ahead and watch out for a tornado. Or tornado warning is, oh my gosh, there is one. Warning, warning, warning. Danger, Will Robinson. We need to take shelter. We need to find a place to protect ourselves. One of the great tips that Beth gave us yesterday, and Beth is she's the preparedness specialist for the Kane County Emergency Management. But what she told us is, I mean, you would think, okay, well, if I need to be prepared, maybe I need a helmet. Maybe I need a blanket to stay warm. Maybe I need a crowbar in case I got to break into a shelter real quick and get inside. She said the best thing that you can have for emergency preparedness is a NOAA radio. Right there, that NOAA radio will automatically tell you all of the emergencies that are happening, all of the things that are going on. And of course, you can also with most of these models, listen to other radio stations with it. So it's not just a NOAA radio. Some of them even come with flashlights and everything else. But she said a lot of it is not only the communication, but the communication that's run on battery. That way, if anything does happen, anything does go down, internet-wise, telephone-wise, power-wise, whatever it does, you've got an emergency prepared side for it. But also, if you want to make sure that you are emergency prepared, there are a few things here on the radio shopping show as well. There is the small engine repair. I believe that is AAM, small engine repair. And we've got a couple of those gift certificates still sitting on the radio shopping show. Speaking of the station and the show and everything else, if you're listening on YouTube or watching on YouTube, Catherine has added that that address that's through there. Thank you, Catherine. I really appreciate that. The Elgin Vineyard at 220 West Division corner of Division Street and Dundee Avenue, across the street from the Burger King. They do the morning breakfast. I believe it is open to the public. Doors open at 6:30. That comment came right in time. I appreciate you, Catherine. See, we're on sync. Thanks for watching. I appreciate you being there. It's across from St. Joseph's Church, but the one you want is the Vineyard, the Elgin Vineyard. That's the church that is having the breakfast that starts at 6:30. That's for the community, I believe. And we talked about emergency preparedness yesterday, so I don't want to belabor the fact of it too much. But a lot of times with an emergency, the best thing that you can have is a plan. Is that you already know what you're going to do, already know where you can go to get the help, already know where you can go to be safe. Social emergencies, I believe, are the exact same. Knowing about where the help is, knowing about where you can find people that want to do it. What did Mr. Rogers say? Whenever there's a catastrophe, find the helpers, find the ones that are actually helping for everything. That's really the side there. So let's find them before we need to go out and have that emergency. And thank you, Catherine, for bringing that over for us. And bringing that to our attention. There are a lot more things in different places around that I hope everybody can start adding to, and maybe we can get a nice community train, because maybe you don't need it. Maybe you don't need any help, but you might run into somebody who does. But you've got that information now, and that information is the Elgin Vineyard, 220 West Division, the corner of Division Street and Dundee Avenue. It's just over here by the Burger King at Elgin. Everyone is open, no ID required. If you need a meal, you show up as the doors open at 6:30. We're going to take a quick break, because not only do I need a meal or a bite of a sandwich, I need to take a drink of my coffee. Ooh. I have moved my coffee mug and my headphones over into the studio, so now everything finally feels like home. I thank you all very much, WRMN family, WRMN 1410. If you want to find out more information about what we're doing and where you can go, just look us up on the old internets, WRMN Radio, or go to WRMN1410.com and look for those daily deals right there on the Radio Shopping Show. We'll be right back in just a couple of minutes.
WRMN has been serving Elgin and the Fox Valley for 75 years, featuring a combination of local news, information, and entertainment in the mornings, followed by the Radio Shopping Show for 5 hours each weekday. The first shift with Marky B starts your morning at 6 a.m., and it's always fun when Larry Jones is a part of the show.
Maybe we need to get a radio intern in to help.
Maybe so.
Somebody that you won't have to pay and you can treat them tough.
I can haze them.
Can't haze. You'll get fired. Remember that guy from Northwestern?
Yeah.
Gone.
Did he really do it?
You don't have to really do it. If somebody says you did,
yeah,
good enough. Maybe I'm going to accuse you of hazing me. I don't have to prove it.
And then there'll be a lot of people that come out of the and say that I also hazed
I
him.
remember when Mark hazed me. I've been hazed.
Mark hazed me back in 2012.
2012. I remember in Memphis one time. He was really mean to me.
It's first shift fun and information in the morning, combined with the Radio Shopping Show to save you money. And you get it right here on WRMN AM 1410, WRMN 1410 Radio on Facebook, and WRMN1410.com.
In the mood for some great barbecue but just don't have time to make it yourself? Carry out Coleman's Barbecue on Elgin's East Side at 79 Clock Tower. Coleman specializes in ribs, tips, chicken wings, seafood, and sandwiches with sides like coleslaw, potato salad, and dessert. Try Coleman's exotic mild sauce. It's the bomb. You can also buy sauce in gallon or pint sizes. It's prepared just right. The Coleman's way. Call 224-535-8153.
For nearly 2,000 severely injured veterans, everyday life has become filled with barriers. So we build specially adapted homes at Homes for Our Troops. And thanks to our donors and supporters, this life-changing gift of freedom is provided mortgage-free to these veterans. But we need you to join us too in completing this important mission. Please visit hfotusa.org and help build homes and rebuild lives.
Here at WRMN Radio, we try to connect with the community and discuss important issues, like our current mental health crisis. Here's Lori Baker, President and CEO of AID.
I think most people, when they see young children thinking about suicide at the ages of 5 and 6 and 7, I mean, that's shocking to me that children even know that they want to harm themselves somehow. I know it's difficult. I definitely feel the pinch. We all feel the pinch at the gas pump, at the grocery store, right, in our rents, but I think most people could handle 27 cents a day to help kids and seniors and people experiencing homelessness.
Discussions like this take place on the first shift, weekday mornings from 6 to 10, right here on WRMN AM 1410 and WRMN 1410 Radio on Facebook.
Discover the authentic taste of Italy at Mazziano's Pizza and Pastaria at Route 20 and Nestler in Elgin. There is one true fact of everyday life that never dulls: the simple pleasure of eating great Italian food. At Mazziano's, they'll make sure your dinner or lunch will be the best part of your day. Whether you have a taste for pizza or any of Mazziano's homemade Italian recipes, like ravioli or lasagna, they can also cater your party. Enjoy it any way you like: delivery, carry-out, or dine-in. Visit Mazzianos.com.
The lightest, fluffiest pancakes are calling your name at JoJo's Diner, 1935 West Gulf Road in Schaumburg. JoJo's has a huge breakfast menu featuring skillets, eggs Benedict, and so much more. Don't stop at breakfast. JoJo's also offers great burgers, sandwiches, and shakes. And for mouth-watering prime rib, try JoJo's for dinner. They have such a versatile menu. JoJo's Diner is family-owned and operated, and it's one of Schaumburg's best-kept secrets. Visit jojosdiner.com today.
It's the time of the year where storms and inclement weather can pop up unexpectedly. If you have a generator powered by a small engine, keep it running like a top. Don't do the tune-up yourself. Let Ames Small Engine Repair at 674 Laurel Street in Elgin handle your generator. Ames can do oil changes, spark plugs, and make all the necessary adjustments. From simple tune-ups to major repairs, Ames Small Engine can do it all. Don't forget, it's not too early to think about a lawnmower tune-up. Call 847-742-8750. Golden Corral Buffet and Grill, 154 Gary Avenue in Bloomingdale is open. Golden Corral's legendary Endless Buffet has a variety of delicious favorites and new menu offerings for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Guests can choose from over 150 items, including grilled-to-order sirloin, pork, seafood, as well as old favorites like fried chicken, meatloaf, and mac and cheese. Golden Corral is the only one for everyone. Visit goldencorral.com.
Welcome back to WRMN 1410, WRMN1410.com, and also WRMN Radio on the YouTubes. You ever got one of those friends that just say the YouTubes, the Facebooks? I'll hit you back up on the Facebooks. It's usually those people that call everything a Nintendo. You know what I mean? Like they're, all he does is sit around in his basement playing his Nintendo all day. There's other consoles out there. Come on, let's at least acknowledge that. But the YouTubes and the Facebooks are where you can go to find us. WRMN 1410 Radio on Facebook, WRMN Radio on the YouTube. If you want to go directly to the live stream right now, it's a crazy URL, but for those of you playing at home, it is www.youtube.com/@WRMN Radio /live. That'll take you directly right now to what I'm saying out of my mouth in about a 15-second delay. We thank everybody for being on here with us. We thank everybody for the YouTube side as well. And you know what? I didn't forget you, their app listener. I appreciate you being over there. We will be fixing the stereo issue with everything. AM radio. I'm sorry, AM radio is only mono. Don't know if everybody knew that, but AM radio is mono. They tried to make it in stereo. There was a push to do that. And then I believe they just decided, you know what, AM radio is fine the way it is. So I try to not waste the channels. So we do a lot of mono things around here to get it out. We try to be stereo on the old digital side of it. So I've just got to flip a couple wires around and we'll make sure that we get both of those sides working for you. I mean, you could just stand closer to the one. I mean, there's always that side of it. But, I mean, why should you change for something that I need to change the wiring for? WRMN 1410, the voice of the valley, the talk of the town, and the home of radio shopping. If you want to come and visit 16 Douglas, you can go ahead and see Ryan McNeil. Ryan McNeil is running it right now. He'll be running it all the way up until 3 o'clock, where Leah is going to come on and have some more things to talk about radio shopping. The daily deals have already been posted on WRMN1410.com. You can check those out over there. Again, WRMN1410.com. For those of you playing at home, I think that was 5 in a row, maybe. I don't know. I'd have to look back. Check the tape. Some of the new businesses, some of the new things that have been coming around over the last couple of weeks and things that have signed up on the February side and going into March as well. I'm looking forward to the Whiskey and Cigar Social by the Distance Social. That's what I'm looking forward to. So if you want to get your $80 admission to attend, you can get it right here on WRMN, and I don't think you'll get it for $80. Why don't you try a little bit more? We'll see, or a little bit more searching right on the website, and maybe even call Leah up. I think she'll be able to cut you a deal, especially today. 25% off things that are already taken over, and maybe you twist her arm a little bit. Come see us over at the Whiskey and Cigar Social by the Distance Social. $80 admission to attend the Whiskey and Cigar Social, April 25th, that's a Thursday, from 4 to 9 at the East Dundee Depot, 319 North River Street. Sample an extensive selection of fine whiskeys for some of their favorite distilleries. Each ticket also includes one cigar, and bring your own to share. The night will be filled with live music by Christian August Quartet and plenty of food vendors. It's bound to be a straight up good time. But, however, you have to be 21 or older to purchase the ticket, and it is not valid with any other discount offer. But you know what? It is a great deal to be part of it. I don't know if you guys have ever been to one of these tastings, these samplings, these cigar kind of features. It is a great fun time. You sit around, you get to talk about, of course you get to talk about cigars and whiskey and everything else. But I mean, if you like cigars and whiskey, like what else do you like? Well, Do you like camping? Do you like working with your hands? Are you a business owner as well? Well, how did you like to have these whiskeys? Where did you first have your first one? There's a lot of social for it, and I'm glad they call it the Whiskey and Cigar Social, because that's what it is. It's not just coming in and listening. Okay, everybody, as you can tell, there are floral patterns in this thing, and the wrap of it is that, yeah, there is some education for it, but it's not just sitting there having a lecture, holding a whiskey and a cigar and going, okay, well, what do I do with my hands? Like, no, you're here to socialize, to be part of it. Again, that's 4 to 9. They've got plenty of food vendors, so don't worry about getting sick. We were on the boat once, and we were all smoking cigars and kind of having some whiskey and stuff, and we were just out to sea because we're pulling into port or however. Maybe not the whiskey part. We might have been drinking like tea or something ridiculous like that, because you can't drink on the boat, especially in uniform. But we had some cigars, and the guy, it wasn't seasickness, it wasn't anything else. He just didn't know how to smoke a cigar. And if that's where you're at with it, it's something that you want to get into, a side that you go for it. 21 and up, absolutely making a choice as an adult, but sometimes there's plenty of things that we don't like. I turned around and hamburgers aren't good for me either. That doesn't say I don't enjoy one every once in a while. So it's right back to that socialization. Be part of it. Find people that like the same things that you do, and maybe there may be some friendships or some business deals or anything like that. Right there, WRMN1410.com, Cigar and Whiskey Social. I hope to be there April 25th. It's right before my birthday, so if you want to bring all your birthday presents of cigars and pipe tobacco, then that's probably where I'll be right before it. The other thing I've been hearing about quite a bit is the Fox River Trolley Bunny Burrow Express in South Elgin. $30 for Saturday, single general admission to Bunny Burrow Express at the Fox River Trolley Museum, Route 31 in South Elgin. Follow the eggs to find the Easter Bunny. The young and the young at heart will partake on a wonderful ride to the Easter Bunny's secret burrow in vintage, antique, real trolley cars. There will be plenty of hidden eggs to find, and all the little ones will receive a basket of their own to carry any magical eggs that are found. Call to make your reservation first, and then present this certificate at the event. The number to call, 847-697-4676. I'll give it to you again for those of you playing at home. 847-697-4676. The Fox River Trolley Bunny Burrow Express. Go to the secret burrow. My kids are right there at that age where everything's still magical. I've got an 8-year-old, a 5-year-old, and now I've got like a 2-month-old. She's old enough that we still got to keep counting her in weeks, and I think she's 6 weeks out. So my 2 oldest, this is perfect for them. That way, maybe mom and baby can get some rest, or maybe we can hand off the baby to grandma and take them out. Or better yet, as Leah has suggested before, when she was reading this, she was talking about the grandparents taking some of the kids, right? Then maybe mom and dad can actually get some rest, get an actual nap. River Trolley Bunny Burrow Express of South Elgin. You can find that right on WRMN1410.com, part of the radio shopping show. You can also email them at foxtrolleytickets@foxtrolley.com, or make your reservation again, 847-697-4676. We're right here live on the YouTube, but I bet you didn't know that we also have YouTube videos and interviews on that YouTube. Speaking of such, the interview that Mark and I did yesterday with Division Chief Mike Oin and Preparedness Specialist Beth Drendel, both from the Kane County Emergency Management side of it. It is National Severe Weather Preparedness Week. That'll go all the way on and finish tomorrow. I think yesterday was Tornado Day. Today might be hail or flood, I think was the other side of it. But if you want to listen to that interview, if you want to watch that interview, make sure you go to our YouTube, youtube.com/WRMNradio.com. Let's get into a little bit of some crazy news. I am a sailor. I am a sonar technician. So whales, we've got a complicated past. So this will be my second whale story of the week. The other one was a gray whale thought to be extinct in North Atlantic. I guess it is just a Pacific gray whale that made it all the way through the Northwest Passage. Get this, the Northwest Passage is so brutal that there are sea shanties specifically about the Northwest Passage. It's crazy. Go ahead and listen to them. But this whale was able to make it all the way around and get into the north side over there, over by Massachusetts, I believe. So the second one we've got here, Brazil's Jair Bolsonaro under investigation for allegedly harassing a whale off of Sao Paulo. Essentially, what this guy did, he was harassing a whale. I guess if you're the president, you can just go harass whoever you want to, whale or people aside. Former Brazilian president investigated for allegedly harassing a whale on a personal watercraft. So I don't know if you were here for the story or heard about the story when it actually happened, but this is essentially, they're now investigating this story. Well, what is there to investigate? There's an entire video of the president of Brazil on a jet ski chasing down a whale. Like, what? Where does that sentence even come around? Oh, well, if you had Brazilian president on a jet ski harassing whales on your bingo card for 2024, congratulations, you've hit the jack prize for the whole thing. Bolsonaro is banned from running for office until 2030 and questioned for plotting a coup. Police are investigating alleged spying from Bolsonaro political opponents during his term. So, I mean, whether or not you are a dictator or otherwise, it gives you no right to go around and just harass whales for no apparent reason. It's like going into their house, going through. Mary is on the line now, hopefully to talk about our whales or maybe a little story about Brazil. Hello, Mary.
Hi. Oh, I was trying to get to the radio shopping show.
Radio shopping show, Mary. I got a perfect number for you. Are you ready for it?
I'm ready.
That would be 847-741-7700. That's 2 7s and 2 zeros at the end of that. That is the Redemption Center directly. What are you looking at buying, Mary?
Well, my grandson is getting ready to turn 21, and I was just looking through here to see if they had some hotels or some type of adventure for him.
Oh, does your grandson? You said 21, right?
He'll be 21 on March the 20th.
March the 20th. Well, we were just talking about the event that I'm going to go to around my birthday. I was born in April 30th. 30th is where I'm at. But on the 25th of April, Mary, we've got a whiskey and cigar social, and essentially it is going to have food vendors. They're going to get to try all the different whiskeys, and they're going to get their own cigar. And it is from 4 to 9. And I know when I was 21, I didn't know how to drink, right? Well, maybe you get to experiment a little bit, you know. I don't want to divulge anything over the air, right? But when you're 21, maybe you don't know how to drink or what to do, and being around like-minded people with that may be something that he might be interested in.
Yes, I will look into that.
Yeah. Do you need that number again, Mary?
We saw that on your paperwork, and we were thinking about that also.
No, that's great. What have you bought before? You sound like a repeat customer.
Yes, I have been with the radio shopping show probably about 15 years.
Oh, wonderful. We thank you for calling in, and thank you for being part of it. I'm sorry for the mess. I apologize for the mess. Please excuse it. But all for the better, Mary. I hope to see your face in the Redemption Center and invite you over. You're more than welcome already on the air, but you're welcome to come in as well. Do you need that Redemption Center number again?
Yes, I do. And I also picked up the information when I was there about 10 minutes ago.
Oh, well, you were just here. You could have waved at me or something, Mary.
Yes,
come on now. You could tap on the glass. It's okay. We're not fish. No, don't tap.
What time does the radio shopping show close so that I can purchase?
So the radio shopping show side for the Redemption Center, that will be off and closed when at 3. But at 3 o'clock, Leah is going to come on, and she'll be able to explain a lot more about the different options that are there. She knows almost every single item that we have in there. It is incredibly impressive. I can only go off with what the website says. But if you want to give them a call right now, you're more than welcome to purchase it right now. That's what Mr. McNeil's over there for, and that's 847 741 7700. And Ryan will take your call right there, and call anytime between noon and 3, and you'll get the Redemption Center. But we've got the radio shopping show from 3 to 6 now, so you've got a good 6 hours that you can call and purchase anything that you'd like.
Well, thank you so much. And you were talking about the whales. I came in on the last conversation, but I hope they save them. They're beautiful.
Oh, they are beautiful. I mean, we have to save them, too. Star Trek has already told us that we have to save the whales.
Yes.
I mean, they had to travel back in time to save them.
Yes, they did. Well, thank you. You have a wonderful day.
You too, Mary.
I was able to get on the radio live today because today is my husband, Melvin Mosley's birthday.
Oh, happy birthday, husband Mosley.
Thank you so much. Have a wonderful day.
Thank you, Mary. You too. That was Mary calling in, looking for something to do for her grandson. It always is a good time when you turn 21, right? It's one of those milestones. Now, when you turn like 23 or like 24, 26, like there's not really much in there. And nothing till you hit 30. And then after that, what am I looking forward for my 40s? Where they start talking about you being over the hill now. Oh my goodness, I'm in my prime, right? I'm ready. Let's go. Let's be part of this. WRMN 1410. Mary found a lot of that information at WRMN1410.com. That's where I find a lot of my information for it. Don't forget, you can always reach out to the station at any time. Oh, we've got another caller. Speaking of such, Studio 14 line right here, 847-931-1410. Hello, caller. You're on the air.
Hey, Sonar.
Yes, sir.
This is good old Bob, the Submariner.
Hey, Bob. How are you, sir?
I'm good. You gave out the web address to review what took place yesterday. I got WRMNradio.com.
Oh, are you talking about the emergency preparedness video?
Right.
Yeah, so if you go into your YouTube search and you put in WRMN Radio, our YouTube page will fire right up, and you should see right there in videos, Marky B and Sonar speak emergency preparedness. Now, you can always watch us live. We're always her on the live side of it. Anytime we're in the studio, we're going to try to push it out to the YouTube side. The Dutchman's Wood Shack just checked in. Hello, the Dutchman's Wood Shack. I appreciate you being there. Sounds like a really fun video. But Bob, on the search, if you do WRMN Radio, we'll show up and you'll see that nice blue logo right on there.
Okay.
Did that help you out?
I did. Yeah, I went there the other day and there were all sorts of videos, but but I wanted to catch while you were live, but that didn't happen for some reason or other. But
okay.
Anyway, I just wanted to double check and make sure I had the right one.
Well, I'll tell you what, Bob. If you want to, are you watching on the YouTube live as well? Can you get to that at least?
So as a matter of fact, I'm in the car right now.
Oh, okay. Well, then definitely don't use your phone, Bob, until you pull over. I know how you submariners like to just drive things blindly.
No, I'm parked at the moment.
I appreciate that. Yes, when you get there, when you're in the YouTube side of it, so it's youtube.com/@WRMN Radio. And that'll take you to our YouTube page.
Boy, that got even more complicated.
Yeah, I know. That's why I say go right to the search bar. When you get to YouTube, hit that magnifying glass with that search and put in WRMN Radio or even just WRMN, and that'll take you to the YouTube channel. And then from the YouTube channel, you should be able to see our two guests from yesterday.
Okay. Not as complicated as I thought.
No. Search for anything. The other thing that you can do, Bob, a lot of things are voice activated these days. So even telling your Siri or your Google, find WRMN Radio on YouTube, that will also come up as well. We live in the future now, Bob. It's crazy. It's crazy that we can just voice activate everything. I'm trying to get voice activated automation system, but that's just called a board operator.
Well, I've got an Apple iPhone, and the old saying, "It's tough to teach an old dog new tricks," is really true.
It is, but we're always here to help you. Come into the studio even, and I'll show you exactly where it is.
Okay. I was talking to our IT man, and I said, what I could probably do is go to the tutorial. And he says, "Oh, God, don't go there." He said, you'll really go nuts.
Well, exactly. Well, how do I send you a tutorial video about YouTube on YouTube? See, just go watch YouTube. That's got a tutorial video on how to use YouTube.
I go to YouTube all the time. That's no problem.
Yeah, go ahead and search for us. We'll be right there. And then what you do is you subscribe and you hit that little bell button. And then every time we go live, every time we post a new video or push something out from there, you'll get a notification. And now you're just one click away, Bob. You don't even have to do the whole rigmarole of searching for us.
All righty. I appreciate it, Sonar. You have a great day.
You too, Bob. I really appreciate you coming over, just like all of our other listeners. You can always call in 847-931-1410. That was Submariner Bob. Here we got another wireless caller. Hello, you're on the air.
Hey, how are you doing? My name's Jay.
Hey,
I'm
Jay.
an ex-Navy, so it must be military day.
That's what it seems like. Jay, what were you in?
I was in the Seabees in the Navy.
Oh, okay. Well, we need your construction brothers, man. Thank you so much, shipmate, for giving us a call. I got my Navy hat on today. If you didn't notice, I got my Anzio hat on today.
A true slobby with a true scuttlebutt.
That's it. We'll just throw jargon all around about stanchions and bulkheads and oh my goodness. I used to be a damage control petty officer, so I did all of that. I had to make sure it all worked out there. What construction did you work on, sir?
I was in 1990. I was in Iraq and Kuwait and all that kind of stuff. So
wow. Well, thank you for your service. Thank you, sir. Appreciate that. And I think I'm sure a lot of people appreciate those barracks you built.
Right. Yes, we did a lot of that. A lot of prepping for the Marines and stuff. Sure.
Well, you know what Marine stands for, right? I don't think I'm allowed to say it on the air.
Yeah, right. You were talking earlier about whales.
Yeah.
Okay. I wondered if you've ever heard a term called Canfield Ocean.
Canfield Ocean. Not off the top of my head. Could you tell us a little bit about it?
Canfield Ocean is a warming of the oceans. Okay, and what that does is it kills off the plankton populations. And so what's happening is because of the die-off of the plankton populations, you're going to see a lot more of the sea animals and stuff like that die off. It's also a side effect of, now I'm not a conspiracy theorist or anything like that, but it's also a side effect of what's called geoengineering.
Okay. You're talking about the algae being dying off.
No, it's more a result of the ocean heating and killing off the living animals that are in the ocean. It cuts off the oxygen, reduces a lot of that kind of stuff. I really became aware of it several years ago when a good friend of mine who works in the field had done, they do research on that kind of stuff and all that. But, I was kind of fascinated by that.
Well, as a guy who's dropped enough what we call bathyothermographs, essentially is just a big old weight with a thermometer on it, I can confirm that the oceans are heating up. All the kinds of different places that we go. I mean, even then, I think we have gained at least a degree in the last 15 years. So now, the argument can't be, is it happening? I mean, because it's here. The evidence is in front of us. The argument is always, why is it happening? Is it happening because of just this is the natural cycle of the world? Is it happening because we're affecting it in some way? Is it happening because the plants are affecting it in some kind of way? Maybe just the fact that it is warming up is also causing it to continuously warm up. There's a lot of methane that's released when things go through.
Yes, that's true. Yes.
Yeah.
No, it's very interesting. It's sad in a way, I mean, there's going to be a lot more changes, I think, coming our way, so it's just,
Yeah, even then, the Dutchman on YouTube is telling us he's in Hawaii right now, or they're in Hawaii right now. Sorry for assuming your gender, random YouTube follower. I'm in Hawaii right now, and the coral are dying off.
Yes.
It's bad here in Hawaii. Well, that's it too. The coral, the economic or the ecological system, and as you know, as a sailor, they all work together. It's one big old cycle, and we're just here on it. So what do you think? Honestly, we're all about solutions around here, right? Problem solving, right? What do you think that we should do? Is it more, hey, we need more education, we need more research, we need to stop doing so and such this way? Do you? I hate to put you on blast to solve the world's problems, Jay, but at least this one here.
Because you know what? There's so many of our so-called academia that doesn't really tell the truth. I'm convinced.
Fair enough.
You hear these scientists saying words like could, may, might, and then, we misjudged that by a couple of years. You guys are the ones who are supposed to. We've entrusted you to do these things, and you have no idea what you're talking about, apparently. So that always stuns me.
And I think they've got it backwards, Jay. Because I mean, why you go to a doctor, right? The doctor is always practicing medicine. Whoa, hold on a second. When are you going to get good at it?
Right.
Like practicing medicine. Hold on. So a lot of it too, science is a practice. You do an experiment, you then come back and throw it against the other data and more data and data and data and data. Well, in this world too, when we were even talking about yesterday with the severe preparedness side, the severe weather preparedness side, we're getting more tornadoes, not only because of the climate changing, but also we are able to record more of them. It isn't just some guy with a radio going, "Hey, I see 1, 2, maybe 6 funnels." Like, actually is something measurement. So as a CB, measurement is obviously important for you. More information, more data.
Right. Definitely.
Thanks for calling in. I really appreciate your time today, Jay. Call in anytime, and let's do some war stories and I'm sure there's some great times out there. Are you going to be over at the Whiskey and Cigar event in April?
No, I probably won't.
Oh man, so we're gonna have to find something else. But either way, I'm also looking forward to being over at the American Legion as well. The commander has been a great guy, Commander Mark, I believe. I believe we're welcome anytime, sir, and you are welcome anytime, shipmate, on this channel. You've already got my number. Make sure you lock it in as number 1, though, just so that you just got to hold it down, and then you're right here. Thank you, Jay. I appreciate your time.
All right. Appreciate your time. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Have a good day.
You too. The Dutchman comes in again. More environmental sciences. That's right. That's what we need. It has been a while since we took a break, but that's okay. We're just going to run through the rest of the show. I appreciate you guys just letting me go through it. The thing I don't want to miss is the top of the hour. I hate missing that news because you need it. You need to be part of it. We got time for one more caller. Hello, caller. Thanks for being on with us today. How are you?
Hey, it's the Dutchman.
Hey, the Dutchman. Hey, I appreciate you coming on board, sir.
Is this a new show?
My name is Dennis Sonar Green, and we are taking an out-to-lunch type of approach for WRMN. We're trying to do a little bit more local programming, a few more things. This is kind of a new show, but they've always had the radio shopping in this spot. They've had it here for, going on, I think, 40 years. They've had radio shopping on WRMN longer than I've been alive. But that's what we're trying to do is kind of open it up, have a bit more forum. It is, sure, if you would like to buy something, the Redemption Center is open. You can also call 847-741-7700, and they will happily take your order. And then we've got radio shopping coming in at 3 o'clock. But we wanted to kind of open the forum a little bit more, Mr. Dutchman, so that we could find out more information about you as the audience. Maybe there's more things going on. And I hope to actually be out to lunch where we can come and see you all.
This is a good job. I'm usually a regular participant in bugging Larry and Mark.
Great program
in the mornings on Monday, Wednesday, and Fridays, and then Jegs too. And I'm Jeff, but yeah, I am the Dutchman. But I like the programming. I hope it works, and I'm glad you too, especially when it comes to emergency services.
Mm-hmm.
So, let more people out there know when things are happening faster. That's a good way to go. They're going to be you guys in Elgin and South Elgin and their areas around that. We're going to be relying on you guys more than often now with the last go around with tornadoes. I wasn't that happen. I was getting it, but from my to where I was out here. So the only thing I have is surf, sand, and getting a suntan.
Well, you could always go to the City of Elgin, cityofelgin.org, and I believe there is an emergency alert that you can sign up over there. If I remember, it's called RAVE, R-A-V-E. You can actually sign up for that. I haven't even looked at my notes, but essentially you could go on and they'll send you notifications there. But we're trying to do a lot more local programming so that you can flip it on. Like what I remember growing up, I remember listening to the radio because I wanted to hear a birthday shout out, or I wanted to hear a school closing, or if I wanted to hear a game or something like that. So that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to bring WRMN back to the Fox River Valley and go that direction with it. But I really appreciate your call, Mr. Dutchman, sir.
Okay, so you guys have a great time there, and we'll be back there next week. And you guys look forward to hearing you more often. Good luck.
Oh, thank you very much. Good luck. I think I told an actor that the other day, and they said, "It's break a leg. It's break a leg, you monster." No, I will gladly take good luck. We need it as much as we can. We need to support each other. We need to be part of something. And if you want to be part of something, you feel like you're left out. You feel like, oh my goodness, I just can't go anywhere without all of these crazies. This is it. This is the place where you can go because we are welcoming for everybody. Again, if you want to find out more information about the Radio Shopping Show, you can always go to WRMN1410.com. The daily deals have been sent out. Leah is going to be part of that from 3 to 6 today. I appreciate all the callers. My goodness, I really appreciate you guys coming in. This is what this forum's supposed to be. Come have lunch with us. Go out to lunch with WRMN. Take us in your pocket. it, download the app. Or if you're just sitting around and you want to check out a YouTube like Submariner Bob, he will absolutely take the hi guys. He will absolutely take. See, I even wave at the people on the outside, right? I told you we're just here, ready to have a conversation with anybody, and that's my goal, is to find that conversation. If you're ever looking for anything to talk about here or buy, the radio hours for the Redemption Center open, ready to walk in and out. At 16 Douglas, you can get here from 12 to 3. Then right after that, you can always do your radio shopping purchase right here on the air. Redemption Center hours can also take the phone, and that would be 847-741-7700. But if you want to call directly into the studio, again, that number is 847-931-1410. I am on my way out today. I appreciate you all for being here with us. I know I keep saying I appreciate you, but I do. I appreciate you. I appreciate you. I appreciate you. There's 3 more times, and I will appreciate you listening tomorrow. Marky B in the morning, 6 to 9 a.m. Out to lunch with us at the WRMN from 12 to 2, and then a drive time deal with Matt McNeil right now from 3 to 6 tonight. It's Leah filling in. One-on-one with Leah can also be heard Friday mid-mornings. Lots and lots of changes at WRMN, but changes for the better and changes for you. Thanks for listening. See you tomorrow.
AM 1410, Elgin time, 2 o'clock.